Hi, I'm Paul McCarthy from 4 Cardiff. Today I'm going to be looking at Safe Places, a new safeguard initiative brought to Cardiff by 4 Cardiff. And here to help me is Tony Newman. Hi. Tony, I've looked at the information available for Safe Places, but for those people who haven't, what are Safe Places?
Okay, that's a really good question. Safe places can be anywhere within Cardiff, and they can be places like libraries, cafes, restaurants. If you look at our nighttime economy, we've got pubs, clubs and other venues. So anywhere really in Cardiff, businesses can be a safe place.
So how has Safe Places come about?
So there's been a lot of research done looking at how people feel within the city centres nationally, nighttime economy type situations, where a lot of the feedback is quite concerning. So a very high percentage of women and men, but predominantly women, have experienced quite a lot of inappropriate behaviour, sexual assault. They've witnessed things like that, which gives a perception of being unsafe and vulnerable when they're out and about. When we're looking at cities like Cardiff, which is a university city, lots of people coming to the city centre and the Cardiff in general, we want to make sure that we engender a really safe and positive environment for people to visit and live in. So nationally, there is a Safe Places campaign where businesses and as I say, any business or venue can sign up to the Safe Places programme, and that provides then individuals who feel vulnerable or concerned that they can go to those places knowing that they will be looked after and their needs can be met.
So tell me, why is Safe Places so important for the visitor to the city?
Everybody has different life experiences, and for many people who feel vulnerable or unsafe, that may prevent them from coming to a city like Cardiff. So for the visitors, why it's important for visitors to our city is it provides opportunity for people with vulnerabilities or feeling unsafe to actually make that move to come and visit and experience what the city has to offer. And the more visible vulnerable people are, the safer they are.
For our business managers and business owners out there, how do they set about making their premises a safe place?
So 4 Cardiff is going to be launching a big awareness raising event where businesses will be encouraged to register as a safe place. Anybody who's interested in becoming a safe place will be enrolled. Once they have registered and once they have completed their staff training, then they will be able to function as a safe place.
Isn't it true that companies who become safe places will have to consider insurance and liability for incidents that might occur within their premises?
No. So the public liability insurance that should already be in existence will be enough to cover anybody who visits their premises for the issues of a safe place. So the current public liability insurance will be sufficient for this purpose.
So for managers out there, if they become safe places, do they have a decision-making capability about when their premises operate as a safe place? For example, setting times between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Is that allowed?
Yeah, absolutely. When businesses register, if they stipulate on that registration form their hours of business, then that will be information that is included in their registration so that anybody looking at their business will know what their hours of business are.
For ordinary members of the public out there who might be interested in safe places, how will they know where the safe places are?
So if they look at the 4 Cardiff website, that will show all the registered businesses who are enrolled in this programme. There'll also be access to an app which they can download, and that will include the information of all the registered safe places.
Once you have businesses set up as safe places, how will that process be maintained?
So it will be maintained by 4 Cardiff. The business liaison officers within 4 Cardiff will be liaising with all the registered safe place businesses, and that will be maintained and reviewed every 6 months.
And what sort of conversation or communication might there be between the two?
So what we would ask, because we do want to know how successful this scheme is, what we would ask is that if any registered business does have an event or an incident where they've helped somebody who's come in seeking a safe place, that is reported back through to us. And we would like to with the permission of the business, to publicise that in any sort of promotional for Cardiff material, because we want to actually promote that the city is safe and that there are places where you can go to if you feel vulnerable or unsafe.
Okay, so that sounds like a monitoring process in between businesses and for Cardiff. What would success look like for this project?
So success would look like that we have a good network of businesses who are enrolled in this programme, and that we have that information that feeds back into for Cardiff about how often a safe place has been asked for and the circumstances around that. So by us gathering that information, that would promote the fact that this city, Cardiff, is a safe environment and encourage others to come and visit the city.
So if one of our premises have signed up, but at some stage decide not to be part of the scheme, what can they do?
For Cardiff is open business hours Monday to Friday. Just contact For Cardiff, let us know that you want to be removed from the scheme and that your name will be taken off the registration.
So how many staff do you think each premises would need to have trained to be successful?
It is up to businesses to decide how many staff and what staff they want to be trained. But what For Cardiff would advise is that if you've got a large business with a lot of staff on different rotas, etc., that it would be important to make sure that all your customer-facing staff are trained. And in that way, then you know that you've always got somebody working who has the training and knows what to do should they be required.
Yeah, so as long as somebody is working at the time, should be sufficient, yes, as the very minimum.
Yes.
So who do we envisage using safe places?
Anybody who feels unsafe can use this scheme. Anybody who's vulnerable, anybody who feels unsafe. This list I'm going to suggest isn't exclusive, but just some ideas. So you may have somebody with a disability, which may be visible or non-visible. You may have people who have mental health issues, somebody suffering with dementia, people suffering with anxiety. You may have somebody who is lost, and you may have people who just generally feel unsafe. So, for example, in this research that was discussed earlier on, a lot of the feedback there came from women who felt unsafe in nighttime economy situations. And we do want to make Cardiff a safe place for women and anybody else who feels vulnerable under those circumstances. We've also got a large student population in Cardiff, where you've got a lot of people who are coming into the city who are unsure of, they may be new to the area. So you may have people who are lost, don't know where they are. If there is a nighttime economy situation, they may be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. And therefore, we want to make sure that anybody in that criteria would be suitable to use a safe place.
So if somebody does seek refuge in a safe place, what are the expectations on the staff? What sort of things would we like to see them do?
For the staff, I think communication is key here. What I'd like the staff to bear in mind is that anybody coming into their premises for looking for a safe place may already be anxious, they may already be upset, they may be suffering with some form of illness. So it's to bear that in mind and keep your communication quite simple. So talk to them in a calm manner, ask their name, give your name, ask them how they'd like to be referred to. Use short sentences and simple words because not everybody, English won't be everybody's first language. And just try and get an idea from that conversation what their need is. And then what we would ask you to do then is to assess then what the need is, which would take us into a traffic light system, which I'll talk about in a moment. Also part of the Safe Places scheme for the public, some members of the public may have a Safe Places card, which gives information on there about what who their contacts may be or what their concerns or issues may be. So always ask the person, do they have a Safe Places card? And that may help you then find out what their need is.
So what about that traffic light system? What's that about?
So once you've got that information from somebody of what they want, what we would ask you to do then is apply a traffic light system so you can assess what level of intervention you need to make. So as it's traffic light, we go green, amber, red. So the green level would be the very first level where somebody might be attending and they might just need a bit of a breather. They might just need to sit down on a glass of water just to gather their thoughts before they can then go about their day. So we're looking here at a lower level of intervention. Again, asking those simple questions, what are your needs? They might just need to sit down. They might just need to make a call for somebody to come and assist them. The next level then would be amber. So here we were looking at a bit of an escalation from the green level. You may have somebody here who may be unwell. They may need some assistance in making a call. They may need you to make the call, as I say, make the call for them. So it's an escalation from the first level with a little bit more involvement from the member of staff. Again, it's the questions you're asking the individuals, and what I would say is stay with them whilst you're dealing with what their need is, so that you're not abandoning them and again encouraging that safe environment for them. So that would be the amber level. The next level then would be red, and this is a more serious level. So here we were looking at people who are attending who may have been the victim of a crime or they may have witnessed a crime. So a much more serious level. You may, at this level, need to contact the emergency services. What I would advise is if it was an immediate situation, it would be dialing 999. If it's a non-urgent, non-immediate situation, it would be dialing 101 for assistance. So here, like I said, there's likely to have been some sort of offence or crime may be committed or anticipated by the person that's visited. Everybody in our society have had different life experiences and they will deal with things in different ways. So what we would ask you to do is not be judgmental at people who come and visit your premises for help. Take what they're saying as face value and follow what they are asking you to do. If it is a serious matter, then refer to those emergency services so that the proper people can come and investigate what has happened.
You've mentioned emergency services there. So is it for things other than crime?
Absolutely. It may be health. Somebody may have a health issue. They may have lost their medication. They may be having a situation related to their illness and need an ambulance. So yeah, definitely it would be extended to whatever emergency situation that might be.
Okay, we're coming towards the end of this interview. What are the main things you would like people to take away from it? So we want Cardiff to be a safe city, and we want people to feel comfortable visiting and enjoying what the city has to offer. By the businesses enrolling in this programme, it will bring the community together and it will make Cardiff a much safer city.